And Version1 have woken up. They take map number 3 of our grand finals here and avoid the sweep, and now have a chance at making a reverse sweep of their own a possibility. Welcome back to Valorant Game Changers North America. I'm Mimi, joined again by Potter and Wyatt. And to hop straight into this one, Wyatt, it really seemed like this was going to be the end of V1 after those first 2 maps, the momentum that was built up, but we see them coming out here with a really confident, especially in that first half, win on Lotus.
Yeah, it certainly paid off that they haven't actually had to play this map so far in GC3. They've essentially been playing Bind and Haven almost every single series, so EG didn't know what to expect. Are they going to carry over the Neon that we saw months ago? I mean, it seemed unlikely since Neon has kind of fallen out of the meta a bit, and that was the case. But with no ability to prepare for this whatsoever on the EG side, you could see V1 just taking full advantage of that. The game plan was working.
Yeah, it absolutely was working, and they had full control, right? I think a lot of similarities on Lotus attack side. Both squads were very objective focused, but the stark difference is that EG just didn't fight at all. They didn't fight for Mound or Rubble a single time, nor did they really contest those orb controls. So Version1 really had free reign. We definitely saw that shift in the second half where both squads just kind of agreed to fight it out at Rubble. So we saw a lot of Rubble fights towards the end there, but a lot of free reign, and it was good to see these kinds of rounds coming out of Version1 that we're seeing in this highlight reel.
And a big step up from a lot of players that I think were missing for those first few maps for Version1. Why? In particular, Mel, like you were just mentioning, Potter, was having some really good mid-round decisions, but Wyatt also performing quite well herself was pivotal in a lot of those later rounds.
Yeah, Mel definitely started this series slow, and Haven was particularly very much that. But coming into Lotus, they rejuvenated going onto the Astra, and it was towards the end of the game in some of those crucial rounds for Version1 to close things out into that 12th round and then carry things over the finish line. It was Mel who, in those post-plant situations, was getting the crucial 2Ks, 3Ks to, put the nail in the coffin on those rounds.
And it's gonna feel good for Mel, and she's gonna need it going into this 4th map of Breeze, because she's hopping back onto that harbor. And as you say, Wyatt, a little bit of a slow start, but having these kind of rifle work rounds and really just reminding yourself that, hey, I can shoot this gun pretty well, and closing out these kinds of rounds. As I say, those feel good rounds, it carries through in a long series like this. So for Mel, it's good to see.
Yeah, it's such a big, real turning point in momentum for her as an individual and for the team as a whole. I think this V1 team, they always talk about how when they lose, it gets them fired up. They do not like losing whatsoever. So we're going to have a real chip on their shoulder now that we go into the 4th map of this series. And Wyatt, I wanted to get some of your expectations here on Breeze, because we've seen it from both these teams in the past, but they both have very different approaches to this map post-change.
Yeah, it's, excuse me, it is Version1 who are going to be more than likely bringing in a very strange comp here on Breeze. They previously ran a Yoru with a Harbor Omen as well, I believe, and then on the opposite side, EG, the team who've decided to pick Breeze into this series. They play the good old-fashioned comp from, back in the Bronze Age of whenever Breeze was being played in the past, with the Jet, the Sova, Sky, all of that. But EG, they've only played Breeze, I believe, one time or rather, V1 have only played it one time, but it's EG. They played it several times and have been able to rack up a lot of good wins. So, they're going to have an opportunity now to head over to a map that they're certainly going to favor.
What's your take on this Euro comp, Potter? Is this the kind of map that V1 need to keep the momentum in the series?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. And we saw it, highlights and hints of kind of exactly what Version1 want to do on that bind, right? As soon as things got a little bit tough, Fluorescent got that shower control, got a little someone to bait, sent Sarah in there, hard trade, and that kind of shows the strengths of Yoru, right? You're able to do a double dive whenever you want. Send your Omen TP, a little bit of sound distractions, and then the Yoru pops up on the other side, right? So a lot of creative plays that version 1 can do, and that's exactly what Mel wants to be able to do in these mid rounds.
I want to turn our attention now to the side of EG Wide as we hop into the agent selects here. This is a really big moment for them. They were a few rounds from making that comeback a possibility, from rallying back, making really the first big upset we've seen in so long in Game Changers. But now we're here on map 4, and it does look like they're going back to that same comp. It's going to be so important for them to dig deep with that mental.
Yeah, while they did lose Lotus, they were dragging things back. They made it look like a comeback could happen, similar to what Version 1 did on the first 2 maps. They showed some resiliency there, and now heading into a favored map, I think they're going to continue to feel confident. I don't think they're going to be shaken by that map loss whatsoever.
And Potter, as we look at these comps one final time before we hop in, what are you looking at as win conditions for EG here with this classic comp, even with the new changes?
Well, the biggest thing that's coming to my mind right now is Zoomer versus Boomer comps. I'm looking at an old school comp coming out from EG and some wild things coming out here for version 1. I think for EG, as we talked about, they've got the momentum. They should be feeling pretty good. So they've got to be able to stay steady, even with all the shenanigans that version 1's going to be throwing their way.
Well, it's all going to come down to map number 4 here. Either version 1 can take us the distance on map 5 and try and keep their perfect streak alive, or the classic comp for EG will be enough for them to close out and find a massive upset and their spot in Brazil. We'll find out how it all folds out as we hop back over to your casters, Doug and Bala.
Thank you, Mimi. Yeah, Bala, it would have been weird to have a sweep in that manner in the grand finals against version 1, so it only feels fitting that we're going to extend this a little bit further. Breeze on the cards. Potter put it quite well. You've got Boomer versus Zoomer, and the crazy comp that version 1 loves to run on this map.
Yeah, we've seen it once so far, and it's worked out obviously for them, but man, this is such a weird map to reintroduce at this point in the series. It's crazy because, like you said, this is some new energy out here. The Harbor solo is crazy because, I mean, with the Omen here, it's crazy because Sunset EG runs something kind of similar where it's really wacky. Not with the Yoru, obviously, but some weird controller setup. And in this case, V1. Let's see what they do. Let's see how they end up using this. 3 stacked over for EG over on the B side, and V1 hitting in this direction.
That's crazy. They darted, caved, they walled up, they flashed it, but everyone else is B. They did all of that to control presence on A, while the vast majority of the team is still playing on B, and it might not matter. Floor's already out on site. Keency dashing around and Starbound on the perfect swing. This is a brutal pistol.
Oh my
Version 1 get mauled.
That is disgusting. And even Lori coming in at the end there too, contributing her dart. It's just perfect. And the crazy part too is I actually really like what Flora did there. If you look at this replay, she jumps right after her TP to check if there's anybody behind that box, gets the crosshair perfect. But the rest of the team's just not able to come out against the Cypher. And to test the Cypher setup right off rip here without really feeling it out first. It's going to come back to haunt V1 as EG get back to their pistol winning ways.
Here are a couple of flashes traded right at the beginning. Or not darting right at the beginning either.
I think you're seeing that Omen smoke that just got thrown out in A main for Sarah. That one way that you see on your screen right there is the reason for this pick. Specifically that smoke, and you know, some TP is able to dive on site with 4 in some cases. Like this one, TP'd up on top of the cinder block, which is crazy as well for Sarah.
Being shot out from Keency. They managed to get the spike down. A little bit more money in their pocket, if nothing else. That's the first time I've seen that door open since the map was reintroduced. Keency spamming the smokes, and look at that. I mean,
oh, the ball just missed. They would have been all dead.
Flash as they try to pop out. And well, much like the pistol, version 1 do get the spike down, but they get destroyed.
Yeah, only 1 kill. At least they get the spike here, though. Otherwise, the buy would have been a little rough for all the ghost investments that we just had. A little bit of util there, too. Sarah buying a second smoke, for example. Yeah, you could see like 3 light armors if they didn't get the spike down there. That would have been absolutely brutal. It's been real, I mean, death balls here for version 1 the entire time so far, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. All 5 towards B.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
This one's a little bit easier if they do continue to lean in towards B after this elbow cam. It's only Starbound on... Actually, no, there's 3 here again. They had just rotated over after the beginning of the round. She put down her Viper Wall on A and ran over towards B to stack.
I mean, they're dogging, they're gate crashing, they're walling. They're really committing out onto B here. I'm surprised the rotation isn't coming over sooner from EG.
Spikes down backside, no way!
Backside, that's another one down!
My ultimate
3v3 jumps a ghost in the hands of Power Pixel.
why destroy it? Where is
I don't know how they recover this site, or the spike, excuse me.
And Lori's got eyes on it too. It's not just Starbound. They're walking away to spray with the... Oh my goodness.
This has gone horribly sideways for version 1. Lori gets another. It seems like a bonus is inevitable. Version 1. Oh, yeah, you saw that. 1v3, Alexis surrounded. A little bit of armor, a little bit of health. It's not going to be around for long.
That's ridiculous. And a huge mistake from whoever had the spike there.
Stay alert.
Diving onto Starbound. It feels like in that moment, it 100% feels like you have to kill that player in the back of sight. But I don't even think V1 recognized the fact it's Mel here. Oh no. I don't even think they recognized that there was a stack here, that there was 3 players involved in this fight. And that's why that feels so desperate from them. And also just missed time. Sarah clearly wanting to flash there, Mel way ahead of it. Wow. Kids is already so ready. Got the op up, already breaking Cypher camps before they even really get any value.
The trip's been cleared out too by the clone.
This one's much
Floor's
better.
already so far up.
And just because there's no stack here, VG playing so much more passive, and it's very important that Starbound does not fall.
Spike planted.
Tight on the crosshair for Alexis.
I mean, there's really, you see how oppressive this harbor can be.
Oh, seconds
Cascade
later.
towards arches. All of it. There's just so much utility that denies vision. Oh, Noya with a really nice timing on the flank.
Yeah, that deep distance, though, is so difficult to actually capitalize when you're on an eco.
Mel finding one. Just sheriff's up for version 1.
Hey, they're giving way to play post, though. This is nice, giving time for Noya to get in here.
Yeah, but what do they have for it? What do they have for post plants? They're walled off. I don't think they're going to be able to get to this.
My, oh my. These 4-0 starts from EG have been absolutely ridiculous. And after Lotus, this is not what you were hoping for version 1.
No, not at all.
After a 10-2 start for V1 on that map, all of a sudden, you're not getting any success. And it feels like you're shooting in the dark with these calls. That's 3 hits towards B, 1 hit towards A. It's all 5 men, constantly. Floor with the ult here this time. And it looks like she might end up diving down mid, going for an A split, and getting a TP to safety. So she can get info on the pressure.
That would have been so big from Keensey. Doesn't connect. You're right, Floor with the dimensional drift already out towards A, spotting 3 members. Do they stay? Do they commit to this? Yeah, it seems like they want to fight. What? It's traded right back. Fortunately, the Reckoning used. Mid controlled for now.
Noya's stuck right now. They know where she is, too. They know she's on the flank.
They do.
It's too good from EG here.
Once again, they managed to get the spike down, and they're playing post plans, but it's not like they have lineups. They don't have mollies. They don't have anything like that to dissuade.
Doug, how is this wall available for the Viper right now? That is ridiculous to be able to use in the post plant.
Yeah. That's actually insane.
It's
You're
all
right.
up to Alexis now. Is it planted for... No, it's
Nope,
not.
not
It's
at
not
all.
even planted for the main players.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Timing is big here for Alexis. Can she pull this off? The first, the second is dancing around her head, drawing a silhouette. I don't think there's going to be enough here. Mel in the 1v1. Nicely handled. Aggression from Keensey. No other choice.
Oh, my. Thinking back to that plant, that's actually really nice. For if you want to harbor wall yourself off, because it's such a tight space between the 2 pyramids
Yeah.
that almost every time you're going to be able to get a good angle on it.
Yeah, you can't miss the spam. I mean, I say you can't. It's very difficult to miss the spam there.
Right, exactly. And you can see, now is Harper walling themselves off. So that is a nice little plant there. I thought for sure, EG, especially after Alexis goes down, that they were going to be able to keep that up, but not enough time.
What are they doing here? Floor getting some space mid.
Oh, that's cool. Free,
Yeah, tucked by the pillar.
free A main control with Floor fighting with Sarah there with that one way. And then also pretty good mid control here because you're able to cross without
I mean,
any problem whatsoever. Don't forget
more than pretty good.
Sarah.
Great.
The players
Best
coming
of
up elbow,
Seekers too. Yeah. Best of Seekers, they drop the paranoia, they push. Look at how far back that cascade goes. And the thing is, it's just,
Spike down.
I mean, Lori's going to help from up on bridge. I'm actually surprised that she was able to get an angle. I guess that was the angle of the cascade, proving to be more harmful than helpful. Q playing up in halls. Thea has been on site what feels like this entire time. Has not moved an inch. Hasn't really had to as Noya falls.
Oh, she didn't see the
Oh,
head.
she didn't see it. She didn't see it.
She's still going to kill, though!
Floor should have the freest kill. Oh my gosh. Almost hits the snap. Sarah with 5 HP. A 2v2. Floor still healthy as Sarah falls.
Oh, there's no way. She's so far
Not
away.
enough time, right? But it's just a tap. They're just now getting on it. She's got to win this fight. Knife out for half a second too long. EG gets another round. That's also going to get the Hunter's Fury online in conjunction with Thea's Pit.
I'm just shocked at what Casey did that round. 2 kills from there. It's already ridiculous to me that they were flanking at the perfect opportunity on the player.
Right.
On Noya, I think, who is like, okay, well, they're not doing that double push down that got me last time. I have Floor here for backup anyways, so I should be fine. Ends up crossing 10 seconds into the plant, and Keensty's getting that kill. Ridiculous. It's that angle. It's before the smoke falls. I think you're right. The cascade went a little too deep.
Unreal. You mentioned it a couple of rounds ago, Bala, and I want to come back to it. Given the 10-2 start from version 1 on Breeze, for things to have started this way, or excuse me, on Lotus, for things to have started this way on Breeze is just outrageous.
Bonus converted for EG again, and winning out after a pretty decent mid or A split from V1 in the round prior where they end up winning. This time out, you can see conversation.
Oof.
Very, very animated by Mel with the pings on the map towards B.
Yeah. That thing was littered on that little corner, too.
Which is pretty crazy to me because I feel like it should be more game plan oriented on the defaults, those sorts of things. But clearly, it's just set strat after set strat from V1 trying to come out. And they're only on an eco, right? So it's not like they're talking about the next couple of rounds.
No. You got to be careful here, too. The last time they went this way, they put a cove up exactly where they were pinging.
Yeah.
And then tried to swing out and fight the right side of the site off of the other side of the harbor wall. That's up right now. We'll see if they can do it again. They were just a little bit ahead of the cove. Keensey hitting another one. It seems like Op Academy's back in session. Not able to connect on the third.
Oh.
Alexis and Noya just sheriffs left as Alexis punches right back. What on earth is this?
That thing's only supposed to do 145 at that range, I'm pretty sure. Hold up.
That's the hardest target. I get it. After the shots that she's hit, somehow dodging a shock dart. Both of them.
That's gotta hurt.
I mean, they know she's still there, right? You're not going to dodge me 3 times.
That is
We are
crazy.
strong because we are together.
That is crazy. I'm just thinking back to Haven when I was like, she's holding on to this ult for like 5 rounds now. And here she is on an anti-eco, just popping that thing.
She really wanted to kill Alexis there.
What a start.
Yep. 5-round lead for EG. Defensive side of Breeze.
Okay, I'm really curious here how they're going to use Sarah's ult. That Omen ult. On this map, it's so big. There's so many spots where you can put yourself in. And here it is. Into halls. Into halls. Who uses this? What?
Fake teleport.
If they heard the cancel.
I mean, they seem intent on thinking it's here. They just dogged out through doors. They cleared out mid. Now realizing there's a lot of pressure headed B, and Starbound's going to have to do it on her own. Keenty now showing up with the op.
Here.
Again, you see the Cologne clearing out some of that side for utility and how good it is in those situations.
That thing is
but they're
here.
holding here.
Yeah, they use that high tide to actually fake that split on the A. So it's really tough for them to get on all the way to plant. I've
got
your trail. Lori would be loving that right now.
Oh, there's another high tide.
Oh, take that shock though.
Spike down, Seekers invested.
I mean,
Power Pixel looking to find some space mid, and Floor has no idea. Alexis now hearing the additional pressure, turning away from it. Oh, nicely done by Alexis. Now EG start to funnel out from spawn into side pit, invested. The paranoia out from Sarah, but the cage, is the only thing keeping Kinsey alive. As the cage goes down, buckshot rattles. It's just 2 left for version 1. The defuse comes through, and that's another round for EG.
some theatrics there from Kinsey too.
Yeah.
Breaking ankles. What in the world is this fight? We went from crazy intense games to bonkers stops in the blink of an eye. When it mattered most too. I got it. I think that was a pretty well-designed round from version 1 with the fake coming in onto mid. Even with the Omen TP, there's enough pressure there to sell that to EG, yet still not able to get by. As the flanks are just not working out for them. Alexis again there on the flank, not in time to get the spam down.
See that gate crash already going all the way back A. Power Pixel's there.
I don't even have info if anybody's watching that right now.
Yeah.
They obviously can't take that TP without a flash, without something, without a wall coming out from Melt. Almost feels like they're using it as bait. Shoot this so we can execute. We know where you are.
Spam through. Dealt a little bit of damage out there from Power. Again, a situation where version 1 have nothing but 5 sheriffs.
It's another unique plant here from Melt.
Drop the cascade. Have the reckoning. Try to pop out of the smoke with the flash to get kill, and they can't. This is another, I mean, yes, just sheriffs, but another clean round out from EG.
Yeah. I love the ping pong there from Power Pixel.
One enemy remaining.
And Lori on the back side. Classic's not going to get the job done, but Starbound will. I'm looking at a map that I don't really feel like there's many different ideas from B1 here. Doesn't really feel deeply prepped like we saw on Lotus, for example. Might be one of the reasons why we've only seen it once from them.
Right.
Right.
Well, friends, we have a tech pause.
I think they all saw.
If you are, for some reason, just listening, yeah, there's a tech pause. As soon as we get info on what it is that's going on, we will let you all know. EG, I mean, just obliterating version 1 right now. And remember the implications of this as we have a few moments to talk about it. For version 1, their ticket is already booked to Brazil. They're going, they've qualified, they're going to compete on the biggest stage the Game Changers has to offer. EG is fighting for their lives, right? The opportunity for them to go to Brazil is fully hinging upon them beating version 1 in this series. If they do it, they join version 1 on the way to Brazil. If they cannot and version 1 win, then Shopify Rebellion will be back on the championship stage.
Yeah. It's interesting to try to reconcile those stakes. When you're already down 2-0 as a player, it's like, how do you get motivated to get back in it when you've already achieved what you need?
Right, yeah.
For Mel and Alexis, it might be easy because they have that dynasty still looming. Everybody else might be a little tough. That tech pause, by the way, for V1 to restart their TeamSpeak, their comms, maybe could have been a factor in earlier rounds. I have to say.
Who's next? I suggest you move.
Dimensional Drift and the Reckoning used. As they can fully push their way out towards A. Firepixel's playing in a really nice spot, though. But even that is considered the cove to make sure there's no spam through in case somebody is playing up on stairs. Now you got the paranoia, the Yoru flash. You can't see a damn thing.
Take it all back. Another well-designed round from V1. That just shows they're holding something still. This one in particular, the way that Alexis and Neuer are still holding on to mid-control is because of that early pressure that they provided. Before that reckoning, before the Yoru rule comes in, they're actually hiding off tunnels and nests so nobody can jump peek and see what's going on in mid. Makes it so much more difficult for EG to do what they've loved to do, just walk down mid. Either with more or less. Oh,
I mean, what a spot, dude.
Wow.
What a spot. You can spam through.
The tag.
Yeah. You can spam through the high tide. You can spam through the Omen Smoke. And in case that's not enough, you have a bird's eye view on what everything is everything that's happening on the site.
Yeah, it's like an elevated stage wall there. You can't see the box on the edge. Replay of the tech pause. Let's go. Live footage. Live footage of V1 restarting their team speak.
Dude, as soon as that screen goes gray, I just get nervous. Please.
Ah, jeez, dude, it's Halloween, but come on.
Seems like we were all tricked and debated. We're going back into the action. 6-round lead in favor of EG. With version 1 looking to make this 8-4, looking to make it competitive, looking to keep this series alive. You hear the blades used at the beginning of the round.
Deeper TP there from floor.
Yeah.
Again, that high tide being used so well in middle. Again, I'm thinking, wow, this is really well designed from V1. But is it over-considered here from EG? Look at this deep pressure from Keensey, Starbound. They're kind of playing in tandem here on this B side, and it looks like it might be a B split after all is said and done. Mel is alone with the spike right now. Has to be joined from Noya.
Right there.
That gate crash is going all the way back into spawn. Keensey's close. There's no flash or anything to clear this.
They're not even ready if you're going well for it. They're going to fake an A push and then go through tunnels.
Oh. Yep. That's really nice position.
Interesting one from Keensey there because it's the Cypher she spots. Instantly that they should be taking it down. Knowing that might be alone.
Wait.
Oh.
Lori's behind them. Lori's right behind them.
Go,
and I don't think they have any idea.
Down.
Sarah falls. He's going to storm the cove, and Mel pulls off at just the right time. Stays alive, gets a spike down, allows Floor to cause more problems. What a play by Mel. That was huge.
Yeah, that was close, too, because she actually went for a second tap
round in the half.
to make her want to come in even further. And still had the timing. Scary moment for V1 that could have really made it so terrible for them. Their money would have been completely shot as we head into this final round of the half. It's really getting pretty here for V1. I'm wondering if something's changed now for them heading into this final round, because everything we're seeing speaks to more prep being shown. Which is exactly the opposite of what they want heading into Brazil, right? We're talking a lot about, oh, they're already qualified and whatnot, but showing as many maps as they are, Sarah sticks it this time, gets the kill this time.
That's outrageous. Drops the paranoia, hits the switch, and then pushes out, but Keensey was ready for it. Mike is in such a precarious spot. Floor with so much to do and answers the call yet again. Common plant spot now. Mel have a wall, cascade? No. 5 seconds left on the high tide, though.
Thor has the ult, which she can threaten so many flanks with at this point. Popping it and not even showing would be crazy.
Mel's staying here.
There's no room for her to get off.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, Starbound. Does a lot of damage.
Remaining.
Where's Floor?
Last
1v1.
player standing.
Of course it is. Floor and Thea. Flirts with the mask. Doesn't commit. Quiet out now as the dimensional drift is used. Pops right back out, and it's just enough to get Thea off of it. Second time. A tap on the third. They with no choice but to dance, play this game with Floor, and it's a game you were never going to win. Version 1 gets a 4.
That's beautiful from Floor.
Switching sides.
Every single little peek there was different. Every single one, right? You start with the dimensional drift with the mask up on. Peeks that, gets out immediately, gives the noise cue. Noe has to get off. Next peek is a jump spot. Next peek is just the barrel of your gun. Next peek is a short peek. Next, she's changing it up every time. With the distance, with the type of peaks, and I mean, a good recovery here for V1. I mean, a very solid recovery. Much better than what we saw on probably any of the maps up to this point for either team.
And really now the opportunity for this, I mean, depending on how this pistol goes, Version 1 have a chance to really put this thing back together.
Looking at this aggro here. No smoke, no one-way thrown, which indicates
she hears that.
they're trying to trap somebody, yeah.
Ooh.
Did she get out? No chance.
Nope.
Trying to use the vents?
Not getting out that way. EG, though, feeling a lot of the pressure coming in A. Turn their attention towards B. The problem is Floor and Neuer are still here. I mean, they never really left. Neuer respecting it, though, giving some of the space up for the spike to go down, and they're going to play this on a retake attempt, although it was delayed for just a moment. Maybe a mistake.
Spike
Could that be the difference maker? Good that B will cause us problems as Neuer handles both. Glory on the trade, though, and now Floor trying to re-aggress, and that shot's clean. Version 1 with the pistol.
Yeah. Them falling back there is actually, again, another stroke of brilliance, because when you think about how Lotus was playing and how that comeback came through for EG, a lot of the post plants showed their tendency to push and push and push when there was retake situations for V1. And so right there, they just paused. Oh, they know what's about to happen. It's a great call from V1.
One enemy remaining.
Pistol. Now under the books. Looking to see EG. I mean, they have a lot less options here than Version 1. You almost have to be defaulting as much as possible if you're EG here. You really can't go for the fast hits.
Because of their comp, you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not even close to as dynamic. You're very, very static. That's why Viper Harbor's so popular right now on this map.
My camera is destroyed.
It's so that you can, save or put your Viper wall right off rip. Use it as much as possible. Here, just not trying to telegraph anything. You see that often on this half.
Right.
Spike planted.
I mean, what do you really do in this situation? Starbound was able to get one.
I mean, how's this?
Keensey still is the judge.
With those two first openings from Noya, this is
that's big.
really close.
Starbound narrowly missing a shot. This Floor doesn't. Still 2 for 2 now.
Hold on,
Starbound and Keensey are both so weak, man. They were so weak.
Yeah. And that angle from Sarah, too, just being able to see back there, that's not something Keensey was expecting at all. Getting up on top of it. Brick half wall.
I'll make them remember.
Very clean anti-ego. Despite the initial qualms I had there. Able to recover both the Bulldogs is why I say that. All right, kind of a Navia spot. It's been so popular, prominent in the last little bits. A couple people saving on pistols, that sort of thing.
Right.
Doesn't actually allow an extra rifle bot, though, so might not be as clean as I thought. Look at this aggro. They're going super deep here. 4 people with a paranoia down. Second flash. Tripwire hits, and it's a complete lineup. And Sarah spammed from the backside, too.
Remaining.
Oh, my
I mean,
goodness.
it was a dope idea, but
It's
Starbound just ruins it.
It's crazy that Starbound's able to get that trip up in time for that push.
Yeah.
She can't reach that until the barrier drops. And the fact that somebody hits that trip, it's way, way too easy to hit that spray transfer then.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're trying to get separation between each other. Here. But Floor slows down, and you got none of that anymore. You're trying to have a wide swing for Floor. None of that.
EG hanging on to a 3-round lead. And I mean, as much as I've been shocked this entire evening, I've just continued to be shocked as EG find themselves just a couple of rounds away from taking down Version1, from being the second team to ever win a Game Changers championship in North America.
That's crazy.
Fake tap out of charges.
Floor's ahead of this. You gotta be careful here. The flash from up top, nowhere to go. Has to stay.
What?
Mid.
I think I'm done. I think I've seen it all.
Where's her TP, first of all? Not this one, the first one. Why is she not losing? And then second, how in the world you get two while full flashed?
With every bit of pressure coming.
Oh, look at this re-push from Noya down elbow too. Starting on Shirley.
Oh,
The cam popped.
Timing, bro. Unreal.
I like this from Thea too. I don't think Sarah is jiggle peeking at all. She's just watching the double doors.
Yeah, she's just holding.
But is the peek? Oh, she heard her. She heard her.
Reposition now. I don't know if she heard her, but the timing is very fortunate. They have no idea.
30
They're standing
seconds
on the
left.
same site, and they don't know.
Oh,
That's
no.
gonna be. That's sad, surely.
No way.
Oh, but Thea's gonna walk into what?
One enemy remaining.
Edge of my seat. Thea finally falls.
I have retrieved the spike.
Starbound left in a 1v3. As Version1 seemed
10
to
seconds left.
be a few moments away from getting us to a 2-round deficit. The cage out, Starbound on the first, 4 seconds left in the cave. In the cage. What? I thought it was just gonna let it happen.
Yeah, I thought there was lag there for a second. I was like, huh,
Yeah.
what's going on? Are you gonna push the cage? Or I'm not seeing the feed right. No, I mean that was perfectly timed. No, nothing wrong about that at all. At all. And V1's up to within 2, just like that. What a
The
good
buys.
comeback at the end of the half to lead into this.
Well, the buy's not great though for V1. I mean, Floor has to buy a short. Oh, they do buy a little bit. They get a Guardian in the hands of Alexis. I was wondering how they'd manage it. 3 light armor. Meanwhile, Keenty with blades and a shorty. This sounds like it's gonna be a Keenty round.
One of those trips broken by that trailblazer there from Power Pixel.
So far up. Uh-oh.
Full blood.
Click the wrong Yoru. Now the flash. Oh my goodness, there are so many different walls and
down,
angles that you have to consider.
One enemy
What's
remaining.
going on there? There's a Viper wall mixed up with the high tide that came out.
And a cascade, I believe.
Yeah, that's really nicely done from Mel to split up the site. Feels very similar to what we saw in Haven on their C-site holds. Frequently Starbound left in positions that are real tough. And of course the most practiced V1 situation of all time, the 5v1.
Right.
Look at them.
Right.
Look at their setups. Beautiful. Oh, oh. Oh.
All good.
That
All
hole-
good. Version1 get within 1.
That hold is just brutal.
Yeah.
Very brutal. This is what I was talking about how strict you kind of have to be with the calls here from EG. It's yeah, you have the opportunity to feint in certain directions, but you have to be taking control early on so many places, and it's so much more difficult because every round V1 starting off, let's stop the rush, okay, and then let's play. And you can't really rush into that without defaulting every single round and throwing it in as a curveball.
Their buy was just so heavily invested in the previous round. Really not much of a choice here. Version1 actually, their financial situation isn't exceptional either.
I like to sell last one, yeah. Still, happy to be the ones winning the rounds, and as they win this one, it should be
Here.
getting up there. Depends though. Wow, Floor is holding from bridge to nest. Means he's expecting somebody to be there. That's ridiculous.
I mean, even just the fact that the clone, just the clone going out towards Nest draws enough attention from Keenzy. It's just outrageous. Mel dropping the high tide
30
towards B.
seconds
Meanwhile,
left.
the rest of EG headed A. Alexis with the first, feeling the pressure, drops the flash, confirms presence. Wanting to go for a little bit more, and well, for good reason.
Spike
That was
down
gross.
A.
The flick on the last from Alexis was nuts.
That's nasty. We got a tie game. We got a tie game, and dare I say it, V1 looking to bring this reverse sweep into reverse comeback into reality. In this best of 5. As they look unstoppable so far on this defense. Other than that, first anti-bonus from EG.
Right. The round that, I mean, in conventional wisdom, you should lose.
Yep. And we'll get this timeout going for EG. I'm wondering if they're going to start trying to get an op in the hands of Keenzy. I doubt it, given the 3 marshals we just saw invested last round, when you probably are going to be saving up for it. And we need that Jet to be getting very aggressive on taking these sites against what has been brutal stall from Noya and Mel. This is a really tough comp to play against right here. You have no clue, other than the one VOD we have of V1 playing this map before. You have no clue what's up their sleeve. And we've already seen clearly in that first half them shift to strats that they have been trying to save for so long here on Breeze. Trying to abuse the fact that there's no Viper, but even then,
Camera taken out.
the Omen's a problem. The Yoru's a problem. The way that Harbor's cutting up the sites, twice, 3 times sometimes. It's so difficult to deal with.
A lot of pressure over towards elbow.
Nice. All that just to clear?
Yeah. They invested a high tide, the clone. There's a lot this way. Meanwhile, Seeker's used. High power pixel. They want to turn their attention A. 3 members of version 1 here hold the line, or at least attempt to.
Good start.
EG seemed to have cracked it.
Yep. They're all behind the Viper wall now, too.
Exactly.
And floor down means they have no way to actually get behind them at this point. Has to be a frontal
Spike
attack.
planted.
Neural theft hitting a second.
Oh, Mel's worried about the flank, too. That's tough.
Wait, Mel? Oh, with power pixel. Jumps fighting. Timing here's everything. That's huge. And now the
Reckoning up.
reckoning. And the wall. I mean, they can't really play. That's such a big kill from Sarah.
Remaining.
Oh, but with utility caught out, she falls. Mel, a 1v2, 30 HP.
Time's so low.
You
Coach
gotta
already
bust a
invested, too.
move.
There's no chance. No chance.
No. No chance at all. Just when it seems like version 1, we're going to take the lead. EG clap right back.
Yeah. Off the timeout, too. Really
Yeah.
nice job reacting off the information that V1 is playing with. So some trust here. And they had a call.
Enemy remaining.
They're not good for any set play. They're completely using that elbow push as a way and a trigger for them to go for a fast push through mid. I think one thing that's going on right now, EG's saving this Viper wall every time. Never committing it to the beginning. And that is making them a little bit readable. I want to see EG start to wean themselves off. Ooh, love that. Viper Molly, shock dart to deny Sarah, but the TP through anyways. Not much damage done.
Flash. Smoke is so deep.
Wait,
I
that's
mean, you
crazy.
can't get in towards A.
Flores actually holding balls now. Almost got our picks up.
Well, I love it. I mean, that's really, it's got to be off the setup towards shop, right?
Yeah.
If you're playing towards A and you know there's no entry in towards shop.
Cover going out.
I like the timing there from Floor. Well considered.
Oh, this is so brutal. Sarah's got full control. If the time is right, she'll have smokes on this forever.
And remember what they invested just to get this far. It was the shock Molly combo.
Here comes the wall. They're much deeper on A main, so it's going to be a lot harder to get them out of there in such positions. What?
Lori with a massive kill onto Sarah.
Time's
Hunter
not
Fury
good.
still online. Alexis isn't able to get anything. Can Floor convert? Has to use the ult to get away.
Planted.
To stay alive in the face of the Hunter's Fury.
Calling
Also
them all
going
out,
on a
though.
reconnaissance mission.
Literally all of them called out right now.
What can they do with this? Noya and Mel both healthy. Harbor wall. Sectioning things off for a little bit longer. Oh, not hitting the shot. So close. Lori weak. Numbers still in favor of version 1, or at least they were. Remember how weak Lori is. 30 HP.
Oh!
And that's the last one standing. It's going to have to be a 1v2. The snap onto one. The cove gone, and Noya wins the 1v1.
Oh my goodness. The full spam on the Cove is such a crazy play. Not exactly, I think, losing track of how long that defuse's been going for.
Yeah.
But running out of ammo for that too, almost. Relying on the last bullets. A shot from Lori. What a play from Floor. And what a play from Mel.
I mean, Lori almost did that.
That's ridiculous. She pulled off an insane one before yesterday.
This goes here.
Ace to add to it too, and EG have been busted economically. Version 1 looked to be in shape to take the lead for the first time on this map.
Oh, that was close.
That was scary close. Tucking her head way down there, by the way. Wanting any stray extra bullets.
Op still in the hands of Floor.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a rare miss.
Kinsey got one. That's on
Rare
Sarah
miss.
again in A main. This opened
Yep.
the round last time. And once again, that wall goes out. This is what I'm talking about, though. I want to see them be able to fake this pressure and use it to go elsewhere.
Seekers invested. Remember, this is a thrifty round. Can they get over this hump that is so often caused problems?
Oh, they're falling off. The information from the neural theft there, enough for them to back off. Despite having maybe a free kill on Thea there.
There's still just so much control that version 1 have here.
Yeah, it's a great reset. Right back
Yeah.
into, what you have in a normal round.
Right, Mel just got a high tide back up. And even if they're ahead of it, they're facing all of these guns. Wait, that pit causes problems. Actually,
You just gotta
I'm actually really surprised they invested it here.
should get out and get a gun.
A ghost. Pit. It got the spike down. Thea, this would be a ridiculous play.
I mean, it's a
You
good
can
angle.
pull this off. No gun for grabs. Alexis has 2 flashes. There's the first. The second also invested.
Aw,
There's
time.
Floor with a molly out.
Yeah. That feels like it's an okay play, but just thinking about the alternative makes me think there maybe is a chance there. But the way that they burst through that pit is so crucial. E1 with Alexis's flash, they both dive in as fast as possible, not giving any chance of their decay getting too much to deal with. And an errant shorty or something like that. Finding a double kill for nothing. Remember, that was an eco though. That's
Yeah.
why she had a ghost at the end there. An opportunity, but not quite pulling it there. And that does lead V1 as this timeout comes in for EG. V1 with the first lead on Breeze.
And not a moment too soon. EG calling a timeout. Second one of the map, so they're going to be flying blind for the rest of this.
Gives FC's a chance as well to
Right.
potentially get on Sarah's case there for losing that fight in A main multiple times now and giving EG so many chances. Sarah's got to be so happy that her team is able to recover both of those opportunities. I mean, her job is definitely hold on to A main as long as possible. That's the
Yeah.
complete role, but in certain situations, it feels like they're getting advantages where they absolutely shouldn't because of that one fight.
Right.
Now with the Reckoning now too, should be set up for the next couple of rounds here.
And that's all they really need. That's all they need to get us to split.
I think this is a Hail Mary right here for EG. They've got the knives out, but it's a full buy. The money's not great. You're not going to be able to buy next. You're going to have a very wonky force if you lose this one.
This is a big pick. Big kill for Floor. She can land it onto Kinsey. You see the blades. Patience. Dude, I can't wait to see a fake clone in pro play like that. I keep waiting.
Never going to happen.
Come on, man.
Never going to happen.
They've lost elbow control here. They've got to be careful.
Yeah, they've lost their main control too. Sarah's not even there. All the way off site. Wonder if they used an insta drone? No. Lori still has it. Power Pixel. Is a main, so possibly a Trailblazer or something like that.
I mean, EG have cut noise across the entire site.
Quiet as
closed.
Yeah.
of the game.
Again, really feeling the gravitas of the moment. You lose this, version 1 on map point, and you're broke.
Yeah. Going to split if you lose this.
Cam cleared.
30 seconds left.
Crazy. That cam was not.
Split A.
Ooh, what?
No shot. Alexis once again tries to counter punch.
Spike
The 1 for
down
1.
A.
No way.
Last player
Again, a
standing.
2 for 2 now, and Noya's left alone. Every single kill went back and forth.
10
Absurd.
seconds left.
EG might pull this
planted.
off. Door open. Noya, careful. Quiet. Creeping forward. So cautious. Finally makes a sound just to drop. Betraying her position. Not a single pixel shown from EG. The discipline that they're showing right now is outrageous.
Look at the wrap too from Starbound to Dart. It's too perfect.
And now it's V1 that are, I mean, their money's not great either. This is insane.
What a series. Again, to wrap it all up in a nice bow as we end up looking like, I mean, we are playing every round of regulation here on Breeze. It's only Lotus we missed out on so far. They're stretching this as long as possible. EG, not yet qualified for the International at the end of the year in a month's time. They have to win against V1, the team that has never lost a series. Whoa, look at this TB from Sarah.
They looked at it.
It's unique, but it is
I've
not
got
working
your
out there.
trail.
Seekers used. Really interesting here. Uh-oh, Keatsy fell asleep.
Is that an op? Oh,
No, that wasn't up.
that is bad. That is bad. Still the tools. No gun recovered. Still looking like they can work this map. And it's actually forced V1 to think that they're going to go back towards A. Nala is calling that after the high tide. But it does allow Noya to get in position. Here comes the wall.
Look at how far up Starbound is. Gives up the space. Noya
That's the gun.
managing to take one down.
I mean, Starbound needs to get out of here fast. Cannot be left in a 1v1 situation where they can give up the gun. Oh, God.
Well, or just push forward and try to get the kills. A flash in the face. The dog there too. The clip runs dry. Lori's there to help. Now Floor in a 1v2. A winnable one, which is outrageous to say. But doable.
Starbound got out all the way to elbow.
3 bullets left. Shock Dart going wide and a weapon upgraded. No shot.
It's the plan for window, too.
I mean, you hear the Sova, you tell.
One enemy
There it is.
remaining.
The first one landed. 6 bullets. Time short. 45 HP. Floor is good, but is this good? No. Not possible. EG on the cusp of doing something incredible. Of doing something we haven't seen all year. And in a manner that nobody expected.
It's more than just that.
Last player.
This is something that no team has ever done, is beat Mel and Alexis in the North American Game Changers. It has never happened. We've had 8 tournaments. 8 tournaments those two players have won. Version 1. This is a new team. A super team in Game Changers. Won already the first 2.
We've already been gifted overtime in this series. The potential to do it again if Version 1 can get this round over the line. Op in the hands of Floor and 3 ults to work with. Oh, of course, there's an op on the other side for Keency. And these last couple of rounds for EG have been quiet, and it seems like that's the case again, Bala.
Yeah, they've been working the map really nicely. But don't forget, last round there was a bit of an eco from V1. They kind of tried to force up a crazy situation down in middle.
Here.
Oof.
Max is not peeking deep enough for it. Nella right here.
Here.
Can't see that TP on the screen, by the way. So Floor's position still unknown, but the wall. Oh my god. Saw the barrel,
gun
saw the barrel.
Oh
No
my
way!
gosh! I can't believe she took the shot!
Yeah. A little bit to the right, she would have hit it for sure, but my goodness, here comes the ult from Lori. Gets a tag on the site too.
Sarah's paranoia bought so much time, though. And then they have the dimensional drift, but that leaves Sarah to take the fight on her own.
30 seconds
Floor
left.
scooping up a weapon, or at least trying to, but it got taken right up from under her.
She has nothing. There's the Vandal.
Finally picked up, no armor. She's got to deliver here. Neural theft used. 4v2. Can they pull it off? It's all on Mel, and I don't know that they can. EG drops her. They've done it. They storm the castle. They crack the crown, and they seize the throne. Evil geniuses, welcome to Brazil.
What a run. What an absolute run from Evil Geniuses. This is a team that has been together for 1 week, and they've done the absolute impossible. What a series, and what a performance for the up-and-coming team. That's ridiculous.
I'm just speechless. For it to go down that way, down to the wire like that, was outrageous. We've talked so much about how EG haven't been together very long, but man, are they the real deal. Not only did they push Version 1 on a couple of maps to win this series, the first series they have lost all calendar year. The first series that this roster has lost in Game Changers ever. You talk about history being made. Holy smokes.
I mean, for the first time ever, we have a new champion here. We have some new players up on the throne, like you said. Just crazy what EG have just done.
And they've done it in a spectacular way. We're going to throw it down the desk to break down the series. It was an outrageous one. Mimi, take it away.
Thank you, guys. It has been an incredible run from EG, and the history that they have just broken is unbelievable. Version 1 has won every single Game Changers they have participated to this point. Before that, it was Mel and Alexis on Cloud9, on Magical, winning everything before that. And for the first time ever, Wyatt, Evil Geniuses, a team that started practicing together with their 2 newest players only a week before this event started, has just beaten them.
They really did enter the flow state in the lower bracket. They went down there, losing the first match in the main event, and then just went on a tear. The team play for a team that young was just fantastic, and this really is representative of the new era of Game Changers that we've entered this year, with a litany of new teams rising to the top. So many new faces at the top. Keency, Starbound. It's just a fantastic time for the scene, and I think EG are just so representative of that.
They are representative of that. I mean, even every round that they won, sure, it was a battle, but there was some star quality moments as well. And we got to talk about that pistol, right? I mean, just starting from that moment, we knew that this match was going to be different. The way Starbound was just playing around, dancing around. And on the flip side of that as well, Version 1, they had some moments as well. I mean, they were starting to have those fluorescent moments on the Yoru that we were expecting, but it almost felt a little bit too late in this map.
And what I think makes it all the more impressive as well is that V1 was rallying back. They got a map in this series. There was a world where they could have gotten it over the line here on Breeze as well. But EG, despite how much newer this team is, despite everything they were up against, stay strong on this final map.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest disparity in one of these maps was 3 rounds, a 13-10. It came down to the wire every single time. In every match, the team that found themselves behind early rallied back, showing resilience every single time. I mean, it just doesn't get closer than that. And again, that is just a testament to this newer EG team that with this short amount of time, they did not succumb to the pressure of the situation, both, you know, playing against version 1, but also just how high the stakes were for them.
And Potter as well of that. You have to talk about the two new players here for EG. Lori, of course, has been here before. She has been in the top places of Game Changers. She's beaten this core back at the championship last year. But Starbound, the other new member of EG, they had never been on a signed team before this. They never even broke past the double digits of placement in Game Changers ahead of this one, and are performing to this level in the grand final.
Yeah, what an incredible, incredible storyline, and what an incredible time if you're Starbound for sure. And I mean, it doesn't look like they're a new player, you know? When you're watching them in the server, this EG squad didn't look like they were going through any growing pains. It didn't even look like a honeymoon period where it's fluctuating such high highs and low lows. It was very steady through and through this whole series. So I think that just bodes so well for this team moving forward to Brazil.
Yeah, absolutely. If we take it back to map 1 even, when Starbound was playing the Chamber on Bind, this series started on EG's ban and a great map for V1, and it was Starbound that realized the victory on that map on Bind with the Chamber, with the opping. Straight out of the gate was the player stepping up for EG.
It's been an incredible run for Evil Geniuses, and they have just completed the biggest upset that we have ever seen in Game Changers right here in North America. And you'll want to make sure you stick around, because we have an interview with the victors coming up after your Prime Gaming post-match highlights.
I definitely wish I got to play Sky more. I think Sky is probably the agent that I have like the most fun on, the most like kind of loose gameplay I get to do, and I get to make my own plays and aggress with the team, and it kind of just like unleashes me. So yeah, no, definitely more Sky.
Gecko. Just to troll my team, because I was originally on Gecko, but then I didn't want to play, or like it was kind of bad. So then now, just to troll Coach Joe, I would love to play Gecko.
The agent I'd probably want to play is Sage. I played her a lot in the past GCs, and she was really fun, and I love just like walling up or like healing people and just being a battle Sage. So probably Sage.
I kind of wish that my team would let me play Phoenix. I'm not gonna lie, I really miss playing Phoenix. I used to play Phoenix a lot, and he used to be one of my main agents to play, and I would just love to be able to just like run in and just duel out everything.
I wish I was back on the Breach. I wish I was Breach every single map. I went from pretty much exclusively Breach to no Breach. I don't do any Breach anymore now that Fracture's out of the pool, and it's a bit sad. That was my main jam, but gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm honestly fine with what my team lets me play right now. I don't like mind at all, and it is nothing I would rather play. But it could be fun to have a chamber map just to like see if I can make him work.
I'm kind of like happy on controller. It's my favorite role to play, but honestly, if I had another role to pick, I would probably pick like flex, like flashes, Sky, KO, those types of agents. I always love to play them as well, so probably that.
Welcome back to Valorant Game Changers, where evil geniuses just completed possibly the biggest upset we have ever seen in this scene, and now find themselves with a ticket to Brazil. And for our Verizon post-match interview, I've got a very special guest, Lori, joining me here. And Lori, just 2 weeks ago, really, maybe a little before that, you joined this EG team after having played in every single Game Changers in North America. And somehow this is the moment where you lift your very first trophy. What does it mean to you?
It means a lot. I've been trying for a while, like even the SR girls. And to do it, a lower bracket run from the very beginning till the end was just so amazing. Like, I'm so proud of my team. We were calm the whole entire time, like the whole entire tournament. And we were just taking it day by day. And it means so much to me. Like, I didn't think we would do this at all.
I mean, I feel like you couldn't have even. Did you imagine you could be in this position after parting ways with Shopify midway through this year? And, I mean, when did you even know you would have a team for GC3?
Yeah, I mean, when did Quali start? Like, last week?
Yeah.
Like, I got picked up by EG, like, maybe a week and a half before that. And then Kinsey was gone. They were at a wedding, so we kind of scuffed practice, but it's just unbelievable. Like, this is crazy.
It's an absolutely unreal situation. And regarding that amount of practice, it's clear that you folks have somehow put together such depth with this roster. I think even exploiting V1's map pool in the end of this series. How did you manage with such little time to create such a strong team already?
Good comms and full trust in each other. And whatever a person wants to make an adjustment in like mid-game, like we're gonna do it. We're gonna just do it together, and we're gonna trust each other, and that's it. We're gonna give support. If we lose a round, it's okay. NT, like, all good. Go next. It's just our mental is really, really good.
It had to have been to get this done. For you as well, this is the first time you've had to learn to play with a new team. You were with Shopify, or the core of that team, even with Moon Raccoons before that, for pretty much your entire career. What has it been like to transition over with these new players, to get to know them as people and also as a team in such a short amount of time?
I mean, obviously I was nervous for trials, but I just put in the mindset, like, look, if I want to still compete, like, I gotta show, like, my abilities, my skills to the best of my abilities. And as for, like, hanging out with them, like, it's just so natural. We would be up on a Saturday on a day off at, like, 3 a.m. We would watch VODs or, like, Theorycraft, like, talk about just Valorant, and, like, no one's inviting each other. We just pop on the Discord and just do it. It's an amazing team environment, really.
That's wonderful. And now you're going to Brazil with this team. With Shopify, you guys, this was the moment where you broke through it. Last championship, you made it all the way to second place in that one. Is there anything that you've told your teammates about that experience, or any advice you've given as you all get ready for this kind of second shot for you and new scenario for the rest of them now?
Honestly, I didn't think we would do this, so I would, like, not talk about Berlin. Like, I get the first time I talked about it was today. We were up 2-0, and I was like, guys, I've thrown this before. I don't want to do it again, and that's the extent of it.
Yeah, that's amazing to see you guys pull that off and now get to go to Berlin all together. I also want to ask as well about your teammates, because a lot of them, Starbound, who joined the roster around the same amount of time as you, this is their first ever signed roster that they're playing on, now playing up to this level. You obviously are still pretty young yourself, but a lot of the other players on this team as well are newer to competition, stuff like that. What was it like to kind of work together with them and get to the team to this standard? Was everyone just a natural, or do you feel like you and Thea, as the more experienced members, were able to really get a lot of their potential out?
I think it was more natural. Like, Starbound's just a great player. Like, and we just, honestly, the only thing we taught them was to be more aggressive on their lurks, and they already have that kind of confidence. So it was pretty easy. Like, the transition was really seamless, and yeah, I mean, the moment I trialed to the moment I joined, like, everyone trusted, like, my reads or my calls, like, really anything. And, like, T, like, that's a 2-week IGL, 1 week I don't know, whatever, like, less than a month, and she's doing amazing.
It's unbelievable. And finally, I just want to give you this moment. You've qualified to Brazil. You're the first team that is not that V1 Cloud9 core to ever win one of these North American game changers. Just take your moment. Thank whoever you want.
I mean, thanks to my team first and foremost. My mom and dad, I know they're watching, and my sister, they're probably screaming right now. And yeah, I mean, the friends that supported me, like, especially when I got, like, dropped, I needed some support. And I mean, now I'm at, like, the top of the world, so I'm feeling like it. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so happy for you. Definitely take that time, go celebrate with your team, and so excited to get to see you and your team in Brazil.
Thank you, Mimi.
It's what a great moment for Lori and for this entire team. Again, she's just been working at this for so long. After playing in pretty much every final, finally making it. And as I bring back in Potter and Wyatt here, guys, it's just unbelievable, Wyatt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how else to describe it than that. Knocked down to the lower bracket in the first game, ran it all the way. 2 players added just 3 weeks ago. The deepest run EG have ever had, beating Version 1, taking the most maps off Version 1. Then they took more maps off Version 1 today than Version 1 have lost in GC all year. And it is madness, and they absolutely deserve it. It was just a fantastic showing.
Yeah, let's take a look at the bracket and just reflect on this run for EG, because it was from the lower bracket all the way at the beginning, rallying so far back here, Potter. Of course, now that second team joining Version 1 in Brazil.
Yeah, exactly. And, we keep talking about the fact that they only had a week at the most to prepare. But as a team, if you're the type of team that's able to learn as you go and keep learning from losses, but really absorbing everything you get out of these wins, I mean, this team definitely did not look like a team that was only a week old. So that really bodes well for a team that's going to a new land, that during that duration, you've got to be able to adapt and kind of roll with the punches, especially when it's an international land. You're going into it kind of blind.
Yeah, I mean, again, it is just stunning looking at this bracket, the fashion that they made it all the way there, the quality of the teams that they had to beat. DSG off the jump, who made that insane run in Stage 2, looked great again in Stage 3. Beating Complexity, who made it in second place last time, were giving it all. They had a real shot at making it to Brazil, too. Rematch of beating Shopify. I mean, it's just crazy what they had to do to get here. And as the tournament went on, just watching them get better and better was such a treat. And frankly, as well, to see Keency able to make it to this level, to go to Brazil, to take down the Game Changers, feels so deserved. They've been fantastic all year, and it's amazing to see them finally getting the recognition for the hard work and the talent that they've got.
And well, it's sad to not see Shopify getting that chance to run things back and compete against that international competition 2 years in a row at the championship. I think the teams that are qualifying today, EG getting to make it instead, is so indicative of the change we're seeing throughout Game Changers. Every single one of these broadcasts, man. We've done, 8 of these already. We've been saying the same thing. This is the closest Game Changers ever. This is the one where things are going to be different. And we're finally at a point where we have not just one, but multiple teams who can actually compete with that V1 core.
Say it, Wyatt.
It's been so cool.
Say it.
Wait, which thing am I saying? The new
your
era of
thing.
Game Changers thing?
Your thing,
The
come on.
thing that I've been saying all tournament long. I'll say it again, but it is the new... We are in a new era of Game Changers. There's so many talented new players, new teams, all contending for those top spots. There were several teams that had a real shot of making it to Brazil at the end of the day. Like, we're just in such a good place for the scene, and it's exciting to imagine what can happen with even a little bit more time when we get to Brazil, and then past that for the future. Next year, there's just this abundance of talent. It's very exciting.
Yeah, it's been swapping over all over the place. Even G2, not the number 1 seed, coming out of EMEA to qualify. Everything is up in the air, so I'm so excited to see Game Changers Championship fold out. But before we can get to that, we have to close out today, which means we have to take a peek at our AIM Lab flick of the day. And there was a ton of stellar moments throughout this one, but the one that made the cut for today has to go to Alexis. V1 may have fallen, but Potter, this clip was disgusting.
Yeah, the spray transfer as well, and this was while V1 were kind of struggling, so a nice heroic moment coming through for Alexis. And that match in general, there was so many flicks as that scene is coming up. I'm thinking, which round is it actually going to be? But I'm glad to see it was that one. It was a beautiful spray transfer. And for Alexis and for Version1, I mean, moving to Brazil, they've got to be digesting these losses and kind of preparing themselves, because for Mel, again, she doesn't want a repeat of what happened last year.
Absolutely not. And that does close up the year for Game Changers NA. Now, before we go, I just wanted to get final thoughts from both of you folks. Wyatt, starting with you. I mean, it's just going to be insane watching this championship unfold.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what to expect at this point. This is just the most exciting time in Game Changers that there's been so far. It's just that simple. Can't wait to watch Champions. It's going to be such a great event.
I'm going to say it. Wyatt's not saying it. The game's been changed, guys. The
It
game has
finally
been
has.
changed
forgot.
after all.
No, that's so real.
It's been
That's
changed.
the realest thing.
Yeah, we've got a new champ abroad, and it's about damn time. We've got some new blood. I think this GC in Brazil is going to be the most competitive one that we've had yet. As you mentioned, Mimi, even over there across the pond in EMEA, it's shenanigans. It is absolute shenanigans. So I think Brazil, it's gonna be amazing.
Well, you got to keep your eyes watched then. End of November, it's going to be that Game Changers Championship live in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The best of every Game Changers team from across the world competing again. It was an amazing tournament to watch last year, so do make sure you keep tabs on that. Tune in, support the North American teams who are attending there. Of course, Version1 and Evil Geniuses. One more massive congratulations to both of them for making it, and of course, for Evil Geniuses being the first new winner we've ever had here in the North American GC scene. But that does wrap things up for us. One last time, I want to thank everyone for watching and for making this possible. It's always so fun to get to watch the best in our region duke it out, and we'll of course be back again next year with Game Changers action. But before then, Keep tabs on Game Changers Champions. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great night.
Can't stop.